101.1 FM. 7:46, our Teddy Bear Fun Drive time, and let's get right to it. From the State Farm Show, he joins us this morning, Bob Pollock, Penn State Extension. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm just fine. How are you?
Just lovely. Just lovely. And you can call Bob 479-1160 right now if you have a question for Bob this morning. Let's focus in upon where you are right now. You're at the State Farm Show. What's it like?
Yes. It's actually, the weather's pretty fine. It looks like most of the official days that the event's open, from January 5th through the 12th, the weather looks pretty good. So it shouldn't hinder people from, if they want to come and travel, they should be able to do that pretty easily.
Take out a loan, and therefore you could pay your turnpike tolls and head on out to Harrisburg.
Yeah. Of course, you get that big reduced rate if you have an Easy Pass.
Yeah, wow, big reduction. Yeah. All right. So
or you can come the old way, old 22, and
there you
travel through the countryside.
There you go. Yeah, try that. The butter sculpture was unveiled yesterday. Have you seen it up close? And is there jelly nearby?
Yeah, I did see it yesterday. It's in its climate-controlled display case, and there it is, over 1,000 pounds of butter.
Yeah, and the theme this year is milk makes you a superhero, right?
Yes. Yes. So each of the people that are depicted are each have a cape on. So they actually crafted a butter cape, and evidently that was one of the challenges that the sculptors had, was making that to look like it was light and flowy enough for a cape, and to get it to hold up. So they did a pretty good job.
Did a nice job of it. Well, there you go. People can see that this week, but there's much to see at the State Farm Show. What are some of the highlights that you're looking forward to yourself?
Well, there's every year they do some new things. In one of those, there's a number of different associations, and of course, a lot of the agriculture associations are set up as they're nonprofit organizations or cooperatives that represent the various commodities, whether it's beef, sheep, swine. Of course, there's a livestock association. There's the potato growers association, the vegetable growers, the fruit growers association, and all those, the beekeepers. They all have, exhibits, and people display products that they've produced, and compete for prizes in that. And then also they have what they call the marketplaces, where, and this has been becoming much more prevalent, where those groups also sell items that they've produced. So it's getting more interesting. So not only can you come and see, but you can also take home with you a piece of the farm show and products that are produced in Pennsylvania.
And one of the big things about the farm show always is the food court. It's world famous.
It surely is.
And did you eat your breakfast there?
Well, it's not open. It opens at noon today. It'll be open food court. So this is Friday, so a lot of things are being judged today. So people are still setting up exhibits, and judging occurs today. And so the event actually officially opens. There'll be a Pennsylvania preferred reception this evening. The food court opens up at noon today and runs till 9 o'clock. So that's kind of the only official part that's open today. And then tomorrow at 8 a.m. it'll officially open up, and everything will be in full gear then.
Now, last week I asked you this question. I can't recall what your answer was. Are you judging anything this year?
No, I'm not judging.
Are you leading a department?
Yes. Yeah, I'm still chairperson of the Department 23, which is the Christmas trees.
Good old Department 23. Do you have a shirt? A shirt that says...
No, I don't know.
Department 23 chair?
I should get an official shirt made up with a little Christmas tree logo on that says Department 23, huh?
Department 23. That would be you. And in past years, I know that you have done folks a favor by taking their exhibits with you. Did you have to rent the tractor trailer and drive it down this year with other people's stuff?
A pickup truck worked, but yes, we hauled exhibits down for various 4-H members, and so I got those distributed where they needed to go yesterday and to their departments, and so they should be good to go for today.
Give us an idea of what folks from Indiana County are sending to the State Farm Show.
Well, there's most of the items were craft items. There's a category called hobbies, so that was one of the things that were people had made. Clothing, some canned goods, and then there's kids can display posters, and that's what they are exhibited in the 4-H opportunities section of the farm show. And so we had several different posters and related items that really, so when the kids take projects during the year, whatever it may be, a lot of times they'll, with animals, kids exhibit their animals. And so we'll have a number of youth here, both, from the county, both in 4-H and FFA, from the FFA chapters at Marion Center and Penns Manor and United. So they can, if they have animals, they'll be here exhibiting animals. And there's a lot of FFA and 4-H activities that also occur at the farm show. And so usually those schools will be making trips down, and the kids will be here as well on various days throughout the week. Yeah. So there's all kind of things going on. So you have all the open shows where kids are showing their livestock, for example, and then and one of the new things this year is, I guess, from each animal class, qualifiers will compete for the title of Master Showman in 4 different age groups. So they've always had Master Showman, but they've expanded that a little bit so that it comes from each class. Previously, there would be kids pulled out from each class, and then they would compete for that overall kind of Master Showman, which is, instead of the animal being judged, it's the exhibitor that's being judged. Mm-hmm. So that's another part of when the kids are showing their animals. Not only is the animal being judged for its marketability and qualities, but the exhibitor and the animal have to work together.
There you go.
To show off the animal in the best way that it can be shown, and there's skills that the show person has to have to do that well and be seen by the judge and carry themselves properly and everything. And so there's a set of skills that the exhibitor has to show as well. And that's what the Master Showman part is of all that.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with that, with the showing of animals and all that, then you could be watching that and not necessarily know. You may just think the animal's being judged and that's the end of it. Well, there's more to it than that.
Bob Pollock is with us from the State Farm Show this morning. Penn State Extension, of course, always has a great big presence, and the Penn State School of Agriculture has a great big presence at the State Farm Show. This week, I believe it was there not a new B designation for Penn State? And maybe you can update us on bee research as it's become an issue in the last 5 or 10 years, the disappearing bee colonies. Is Penn State there with that this year?
Yes. Yeah, in fact, there's a big section, of course, where exhibitors have honey and honey products that are displayed and exhibited. And then there's also educational pieces as part of that. The pollinator protection program. There's a section of the bee display that focuses on that, and they have materials and information there. And that's another thing that when kids come, and adults can participate in this as well, but they call it the Ag Explorer, and that's sponsored by Turkey Hill Products. but they call it the Ag Explorer. And so when you come into the farm show, you can pick up a map, and you can actually use that as a guide, and it has all of the stations that you can visit, and you can learn specific things about various different commodities, from edible nuts to Pennsylvania hardwoods, vegetables and plastic recycling and all those things. But it's a map, and then the kids can use that as a way to go around the whole farm show and learn more about agriculture.
There are also lectures and presentations made, and I'm sure Penn State will do one on bees, and maybe several different ones on bees, and folks can get educated as well in a number of different areas.
Yes, those and all those are listed, all those times. In fact, you can go on. There's such a presence. You can participate with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So there, you can tag all those things, and if you want to see what's going on because you can't participate, then you can participate via those means.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, okay. You're enjoying the State Farm Show, and we're going to see you back here next week, or are you going to still be there?
No, I will be back next week.
I thought maybe you'd be in the food court. Your belly would be like 6 times bigger than it is right now.
Yeah, I'd have to walk home.
All right, Robert, enjoy.
All right, thank you.
He's Bob Pollock from the State Farm Show, and it is going on this weekend and all the way through next weekend. You want to make the trip out to Harrisburg to the largest indoor agriculture exposition in the world. It's right here in Pennsylvania. It is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank.